there was some sort of like consolidation pattern going on here with XRP. And it broke out and it's currently finding support. I believe it goes a little higher than that. Now, why I think assets like Litecoin generally, you can see Litecoin sort of doing like a little consolidation thing, which is very interesting, right? The fact that its value has even held up this much, while its general perception has been so terrible, I think it speaks to something, yeah, that it's actually been doing something right. Because I mean, you expect that it just keeps going down and down and down, but you look at what I showed, and it's just sort of like in this very strange accumulation consolidation phase where you see that it continues to make higher, higher lows over like
Yeah.
a consistent period of time, and it's just slowly grinding up. A lot of things have been happening fundamentally behind the scenes, right? I could just show a little bit if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
Litecoin has been crushing it, like in ways that like a lot of people are just not paying attention to, because it just doesn't get central stage in a lot of these conversations, right? There's a lot of negative perception towards Litecoin, the same way there are a lot of people that just have this negative perception towards XRP that will never go away, no
Yeah.
matter what it does. And so I'm just going to
Yeah.
show a little bit, like you can see what's been happening with the Litecoin historical transaction. And since when Charlie sold, which is around 2017, 2018, you can see we're somewhere within, a few thousand to 10,000 transactions a day, somewhere around here, right? In this range, a few tens of thousand transactions per day. And you can sort of move that right now, and you could see that we're sort of doing about 100 and something thousand transactions per day. And when you compare that with what we see with Dogecoin, yeah, you can see that Dogecoin has been more, Dogecoin is the one in blue, right? It's been more inconsistent with its movement, while Litecoin's movement has been more, organic and, more consistent. And you can see Dogecoin, Dogecoin is currently doing somewhere within 20 something thousand transactions per day, swinging a bit to the upside and downside sometimes. While Litecoin has been very steady at 100 and something thousand transactions a day. And you look at the other, proof of work competitors like, Bitcoin Cash, and you see the same story, where Litecoin is it's just moving very consistently at the top, while these other ones aren't really doing that great. And it's the same story when you open Monero, right? And you can see how Litecoin is still the one in red, just absolutely dominating consistently with regards to how much transaction is going on. And I know that blockchain statistics can be faked a lot, but then you go ahead and you look at what's happening with some of these platforms, right? Like BitPay. I'm just gonna pull up BitPay a little bit so you can see that on BitPay, you know and BitPay, it took a while before BitPay added Litecoin, and you can see what's happening on BitPay right now. Litecoin continues to dominate. You can see how Litecoin has still been dominating transactions. This chart actually goes a while back. Bitcoin has sort of been catching up. I mean, we got introduced late, but like right now we're about 30 something percent, transaction share. And, it sort of like goes back. It's been like this. We've sort of like been dominating for about a year and a half or something. And it's not just BitPay, it's the same with CoinGate and some of these other platforms. And it's just a way to like show the correlation between these real world this on-chain metrics that's showing the transactions per day go up, and you can sort of like tie it to this real-time stats that you've seen with all of these payment processes. So that's something that's been happening with Litecoin. And that's one of the things that just makes me generally confident about it. It continues to grow organically, and the fair distribution. But